Hi, I'm Andy Peterson, bass player. What did you know? Like this year is my 50th year of being a professional bass player. I wanted to go back to the brand that I started with. Lately, I just bought me a Fender Jazz bass again. Go back to Fender. I don't know where all the money went, but 50 years of playing. Wow, that was really a long time, you know. Maybe it was, what, standard 3, standard 4? Then we all wanted, I want to play like the Beatles. Even the hairstyles, we wanted to cut like the Beatles, right? Started off getting pieces of wood nailed together, pretend, you know, like we are playing. Somehow I tried other things, but somehow it get me back to the bass. At one time I wanted like, stop, I cannot, I just need to do something else. But we come back to the bass. Yeah, the Fender was the first like real bass I had, like. But before that, I had somebody bought a bass for small bass for about $50. They told my father, okay, I buy this, you got to pay me back. You know what I mean? Somehow I don't know, my father didn't pay him back. He took back the bass. I hated him ever since then. And there was another one that I don't know from where the basses I managed to get. So did a lot of learning with that type of bass. You know what I mean? Like when the string break, we got no money to buy strings, so I decided to change the bridge higher. When I changed the bridge higher, suddenly I saw everything is out of tune. So you learn from that. You know what I mean? And then I remember I wanted a fretless. So what I did was I filed the frets. Each fret I filed it, you know, took me so long. After that, I want to get it like, wait, it needs to be like, someone suggested, hey, use shoe polish. Yes, sir. Oh, so I got shoe polish, polish the bass with shoe polish or everything. After that, started to play, all my fingers were just black. So shoe polish didn't work. So that type of stuff. So after that, you get like jam sessions. We just go places where they have instruments that we can go and jam. And sometimes they have jam, no bass. A friend will lend me his bass, look like ST. I borrow him, go and play somewhere, this and that. Only when I started professional work that I managed to buy my first Fender, Precision Fender, yeah. No, we always wanted to be a musician. From school days, we always, you know, you got to go through hell. They tell you get a real job, you know what I mean? These type of things. But we always wanted, the passion was playing music. I even worked in the printing press for a few months until I got sick. Because you got to go to work, I'm taking the first bus to work. I'm taking the last bus to come back. Every day was the same routine until I got sick, then I had to stop. Another time, someone said, hey, that pub there, they're looking for a waiter and all that. So I went. That lasted one day because the next day my friend said, hey, there's a band practice there, you want to go? I said, okay. So I left the job. That type of stuff we go through, like, you know, playing in fun fair where the dancing girls are staring at you because you got to play the song for about a minute, that's all. But we are playing the whole song. So they got to dance longer, you know, so they're staring. That type of things like we go through. You know, very simple. You got to be disciplined, right? Like for recording, producer have the last say. Maybe you feel there's not, you can play better or that's the right note. But if he wants it, you give it to him. Maybe if he asks you to suggest something, then you can suggest something. But that's the way. But don't go in saying like, I'm better than you. I know better than you. We're going to play whatever style you want. We try and deliver, right? Even if you talk playing like shows and all that, discipline. You got to be there at that time. You'll be there at that time. You'll be earlier, better than later, right? That's all. Make sure you got everything done. Not coming on the spot and learning the song. You know what I mean? Oh, normal lah, chorus, octave, At one time I played somewhere where I had like a train of effects, you know. But after a while it's like, no, too tiring lah. So I left it all on one side and just plugged the bass in, you know. We had this pitch shifter, but it's a half rack pitch shifter. I think that was the first one. I bought that. Wow, that was nice. In a certain setting, it becomes a chorus. That pitch, you remember? Only after that they came out with the pedal. It's a Boss, yeah, but it's half rack. They had like a whole lot of things.
They used to have like reverb.
Ah, yeah. For me, let's say you want to go professional, the calling is your passion, right? You want to do it part-time, you can do it part-time. Maybe you got a job and then you like to work weekends. Sometimes that is even nice. Like we used to work in the club like 6 nights a week and all that. Sometimes it becomes a job. It's very hard. The stress is hard. So what you get like 3 nights a week, 2 nights a week, actually it's better like that. So for me, advice for musicians, first thing is if you want to go inside into being pro, then do the work, practice, be professional at the gig. I know a lot of fellows will complain a lot. Like look at the amps behind, right? I know people will go to clubs and play and then complain about what equipment they got. For me, I used to carry my own. 412 speaker, put in my hand, carry my own, so I don't have any complaints. I just play. The people who complain is the place outside because I'll be playing loud. Be professional because you don't know who's out there watching you playing. So don't miss the opportunity. You know, sometimes you're not in the right mood that day. You know, this one, but maybe someone's there saying, you know, that's not the person I need. Every time they go, give your best.